Hi, it is IYikKam time again. So today is February 21st, 2017, and we need to move forward on our Xiulin Tao practice. And today I'd like to share with you a very important concept called zero setting time. Zero setting time. Okay? So, zero setting time is digital systems terms, which means that things got to be set up before one can run the system. So, I like to use the zero setting time to share with you the following extremely critical concept which is being missed in the past hundreds of years. Now, we all know the saying of in the application there is formless or flow like water. Okay? If it is really true, flow like water or formless, then it must be have zero setting time, meaning that you don't have to set up something before you want to do something. Like for example, you don't need to turn on the computer waiting for the window to start up before you can do your word processing or browse your website. So that time which is needed for setting is called the setting time. Now, particularly the Wing Chun Xiulin Tao has been misunderstood for past 160 years in general. There are some people who still got it, but most don't got it. And due to this misunderstanding, people get into all tangent of different type of mysterious power or mind power or chi power and get bewitched by it. And then keeping adding in more power, like they import from Taiji, from Mojo, from all kinds of stuff. But it still do not presenting the zero setting time training of our Xiulin Tao sets. And that get into a massive mess today. So, what is a setting time? For example, we usually talk about we need to root our stance. And then we use the mind power, align the spine to release this magic type of power which everybody can see in the demonstrations. Well, the setting time, the setting there is one need to root in that stance, hold in that stance, hold that structure, using the mind, and then execute this magic power, which is can push people around or something such as in the demonstrations. Well, in the demonstrations, people do not pay attention to this setting time and setup time and all kinds of pre-running before one can do the simple single push. And by the way, that single push is actually mechanical. It got nothing to do with mind power or chi power. But somebody somehow bewitched that it is some kind of mysterious power. Now this is a kiss of death. Because of this setting time in the real life, one is not going to be able to use it. That's simple. For example, can we use a computer which needs to start window in the highway to control a car while you need instant response? You can. Well, this is nice in demonstrations, but look at the setting time and the setting. You need to have it settled, whole, or in order or in place before one can execute that, like, oh yeah, I can push you, or those kind of stuff. So this is non-realistic. The second thing is, somebody gets mad saying that, oh, I need to do this Tai Chi type of push. Well, again, you need different type of stance in order to execute whatever the demonstrations. On another way is somebody say, oh yeah, I need to whip you. I can whip you. Okay? But wait a minute. One need to build out that potential energy before one can release. That is setup time. In MMA, in Kyokushin, in Thai boxing, in BJJ, there is no time for setup. Not to mention, how is that what we call really narrow type of power, like pushing or whipping, is used in a really dynamic situations? Have you ever seen those things exist in MMA or Kyokushin or Thai boxing match or wrestling match? You don't. So this is the problem. Zero setting time is needed. But one go off tangent to all the setting up all kinds of things and then say, well, I can push out with my mind power to deliver the force to push somebody away. Or I can whip. You see how painful, how heavy it is? So that is a misleading path. One will go nowhere, cannot use in a real life with those kind of stuff. And Xiu Lim Tao is not designed for that. Xiu Lim Tao do not design for that. Xiu Lim Tao is based on zero setting time and zero setup. With the conditions of the rattan body or the seven bowl, it is a zero setup or zero setting time action. Okay? So you ask me, how is it possible? No setup? Yes, it doesn't need to be set up. Why? For example, this wooden army hand, okay, the arm. If I want to have those kind of magic power as what usually people think in the Xiu Lim Tao, one has to stand in this stance and do this, and then do all kinds of stuff set up before you can push it. It turns out which is just a normal mechanic stuff. You see how much time I need. If I need to whip this wooden army hand, I need the space and I need this time, initial conditions in order to generate this power. However, in Xiu Lim Tao, one don't need that. Okay? What one need is this. One need the Wing Chun mechanics, which is the mechanical advantage, torque, and action and reaction force, the three coupled together in the same time. For example, if I need to walk into this wooden dummy to receive this hand and actually issue a force to this guy, okay? I don't have to set up anything, I just simply walk in. That the retract, the torque, the action reaction force plate is there at the instant I need it. So again, that's where the power is, at that contact, and I can keep changing, and there's the power too, based on my body condition, the three mechanics, which is the mechanical advantage, which is retracting, the torque, and the handling of action reaction force is always there. You don't need to reset. You don't need to set anything. You don't need the times. You don't need to have your body has to be this way or that way. Usually you can see, if I want to throw something, the leg has to stand there still to throw. If I want to have those mind power, magic power, I have to stand in a certain way to do that. While in the Wing Chun Siu Lim Tao design, it don't. It just go in. That's what it is. Okay? So, this is the zero setting time type of mechanics, which is implanted or designed within the Siu Lim Tao sets. So how difficult to get this? How difficult to get this in the Siu Lim Tao? It is simple. Once one have the development of the 7 bowls, as soon as one stand in a proper stand, which is the center axis is balanced, be able to rotate, be able to go up and down with the 7 bowls, one apply the mechanical advantage, the torque and the action reaction force while practice Siu Lim Tao. That's all. For instance, if I practice Bong Sao, I just have to do this. You see my body twisting, turning, and all the mechanics is applied there. I don't have to stay there doing this or stand in my heel or those kind of stuff. No, you just rotate and that's it. Okay? Same thing. Well, this punch, you see? The sun punch. The whole body up and down all come together, zero setting time, which is consists of the 3 mechanics. There's no chi, there's no magic mind power. It is a good mechanical design in Wing Chun Siu Lim Tao set. But if we don't practice Siu Lim Tao that way, we can practice another 1,000 years standing like that and thinking mind power, or somebody don't like it, import something else like throwing, whipping, or some kind of Tai Chi stance. It's not going to deliver what this Siu Lim Tao set is designed for, and it's not going to be able to get close, because Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike. It needs zero setting time in order to operate. You don't have time or space to whip. You don't have the space or time to set up your structure. You don't have the time and space to think. You just do it, because the mechanics is zero setting. That is the power of Siu Lim Tao. So if anybody practice Siu Lim Tao, have to go through those heavy, severely setting and all kinds of prerequisites, pre-calibrations and pre-setup, forget about it. It's not going to use in the real life, or what we call today real time. Like the digital signal processing, is it a real time or it is a digital time? In the real life, you cannot run things with a digital time, which is non-real time, which need the setup and so forth, which always have a delay. So, I hope you see this. This is the original face of the Siu Lim Tao. It is nothing that difficult. It's nothing that complicated. It's very simple. As soon as you follow the rule, you activate the design, you practice as the design, it will deliver. Because it's based on law of physics. Mechanical advantage while retracting, torque, and the handling of action-reaction force. It is law of physics. The ancestor of Wing Chun designed this art. It is not something out in the sky or wherever. Nobody knows what it is. But keeping speculate. And you ask me, so is that the chi? Yes, but chi is not what you think. Chi is like the energy within your body, like your lithium-ion battery in your cell phone. The lithium-ion battery in the cell phone, the energy within the lithium-ion battery in your cell phone is not going to do anything unless you have the cell phone there. So there's no, chi doesn't do anything. Chi is just an energy supplied. Without this mechanics, the mechanical advantage, the torque, and the action-reaction force handling, nothing chi can do. Chi is just support that, the energy support that. And then you ask me, is there any Jing? Well, Jing is just a term of Chinese saying that this is a force or a strength with a direction. Wing Chun have this mechanical advantage, torque, and the action and reaction force handling. It is a strength with directions. What else do you want? So, anybody, any Wing Chuner, as soon as they practice Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao with this and with the 3 Wing Chun mechanics, one will have this power. That is the bottom line. So it is time to drop all this old luggage where the past they don't understand it and they do not know how to explain it. But today, because we have digital system, AI system, we can explain it with science and everybody can get it. One can get the Xiu Lim Tao skill within 1 month, not keeping guessing for a lifetime and still don't know what it is and end up using the solder to power, and then people say you need to use the Tai Chi, then you go Tai Chi, people say Zhan Zhuang, you Zhan Zhuang, whatever we follow, but it's still not what it is. One can go spiral around for a whole lifetime. And when you go up to the MMA or Kyokushin or Thai boxing match, it can deliver because of all this long setup time which is blind. It blinded the person who trained that way. So between reality and non-reality, today my sharing with you is look at this setup time. If you have a long setup time and you have to long set up your body, you need to settle your physical body and do this, that, and a special geometry, forget about it. Nobody is going to wait for you in this physical world. So this is for you today. And here on, start 2017 with this scientific way of explain the zero setup time or zero setting time. We need to progress. We are running out of time, getting bewitched by this mind power, align the spine and this and that. You don't align your transmission when you run 400 miles per hour in the highway. Okay? However, when you run 400 miles in the highway, as soon as you obey the law of physics, You can even go Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3, Mach 4 to very high speed. So this is for you today.